Okay, friends, can start with the winter report. Ajit?
Yes, hi. My week was excellent. I've been able to do my prayers and meditations continuously. Couple of days I had to miss during the morning because of my son's exam going on. So I had to make him sit for revision. But I made sure I was able to do it in the evening. And as we discussed about yagnas, and the yagnas of the senses, I tried consciously following all those 5 senses yagnas, but I terribly missed out on the taste and smell last week, as you all know. But then, yeah, a sense of sight, touch, and hearing, I was consciously able to maintain it. And week has been excellent. Day by day, I've started realizing that problems for me are getting seemingly appearing to be very small. Earlier, when I used to have a problem, I always used to, put it in my head and, uh, miss out on everything else. I just keep the problems, keep on running in my mind. But these days, when a problem comes, I just make sure I analyze the problem, I keep it aside and carry on with my routine. And gradually, as time passes, obviously, there are answers coming out, and that way, feeling very calm and composed, very happy.
That's good. That's good, Ajit.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chandra?
Sir, எனக்கும் இந்த வீக் வந்து ஆக்சுவலா இட்ஸ் கம்ப்ளீட் மெடிடேஷன் அண்ட் ப்ரேயர் வித்தவுட் மிஸ்ஸிங் எ சிங்கிள் டே. மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தி டேஸ் ஐ ட்ரைடு 30 minutes. Sometimes I experienced it's moving fast also, that 30 minutes. Some days 30 minutes is seems very long time, but I tried 30 minutes for all days. Second thing actually my இப்போ nowadays I'm experiencing myself and mind is two different things. So most of the times I'm very much awareness அதுல இருக்கு எனக்கு. So mind and self is different. Most of the times moving mind different move பண்ணா கூட I'm trying to pull it back. Second thing I'm observing its mind game is how to handle it. So இந்த awarenesses எல்லாமே actually நல்லா இருக்கு. மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தி திங்ஸ் இந்த சென்ஸ் கண்ட்ரோல்லாம் கூட இப்போ அஜித் சொன்ன மாதிரி எனக்கும் கூட ஒரு நல்ல அவேர்னஸ் இருக்கு. ஐ எம் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்சிங் இட். ஸோ தேவைப்பட்டா இதை ரிசீவ் பண்ணோச்சா, தேவையில்லைன்னா பேர்ன் இட்ன்றதுக்கு பதிலாக ஐ எம் பாசிங் இட். ஸோ இந்த கிளாரிட்டி எல்லாமே ஆக்சுவலாக நான் நல்லா எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். தட்ஸ் வை இந்த கிளாஸை மிஸ் பண்ணாம இட்ஸ் அந்த இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இஸ் கிரியேட்டிங் மீ டு அட்டெண்ட் திஸ் கிளாஸ் வித்தவுட் எனி ஆப்சன்ஸ். So thanks, Manjit.
That's good. That's good. Today there is no Maharishi picture behind.
Yes.
But then
otherwise,
what is behind me is Maharishi itself. Okay, the whole nature is nothing but that. Okay, there's a beautiful sound of the birds chirping. You may not be here, but I can hear the waves hitting. I'm sitting on a beautiful grass.
Yes, exactly.
So whatever is behind is also same thing. Okay. Yes. So Maharishi is not missing. Maharishi is there. Okay. But in everything around. Okay. Ravi?
Sir, one more thing. Sorry, I forget it. இப்போ இந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்சஸ்லாம் அதர்வைஸ் நாங்கள் உங்களை மீட் பண்ணலன்னா இதை எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்ணியிருப்போமான்னு எங்கள் கேரியர்ல தெரியல. தட் இஸ் ஆமா, இட்ஸ் சர்ப்ரைசிங் ஃபார் அஸ் ஆக்சுவலா வாட் மேக்ஸ் அஸ் டு கனெக்ட் வித் யூ. அதர்வைஸ் எங்களுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபாக் மைண்டடாகவே எங்க கேரியர் எண்ட் ஆயிட்டு இருக்குமோன்ற ஒரு இது இருந்துட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ இது நேச்சுரலா இட் ஹேப்பன்ட் நேச்சுரலி ஆர் சம்திங் இஸ் பிளான்டு. ஏதோ எங்களை டைரக்ட் பண்ணி இந்த இதுக்கு போக வச்ச மாதிரி ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி எங்களுக்கு உள்ள போயிட்டே இருக்கு சார். அதை பத்தி ஆக்சுவலா யூ கிளியர் மீ லேட்டர்.
Yeah, I will talk about that little later.
Okay.
I will talk about that little
as far as me இது எனக்கு actually complete transformation. I don't know about others. எனக்கு இதோட அவேர்னஸ் 1% கூட என் லைஃப்ல இருந்தது இல்லை. ஸோ இப்போ இந்த அவேர்னஸ் எல்லாமே லாஸ்ட் 2.5 yearsல தான் கிரியேட் ஆகிருக்கு. அதர்வைஸ் நான் அப்படியே ஐ வில் பி அ பர்சன், வந்திருப்போம், போயிருப்போம், பாஸ் ஆன் பண்ணிருப்போம். தட்ஸ் ஆல். சாரி ரவி, இன்டரப்ஷன்.
Yes, Ravi.
Good morning, Manjit. Good morning, everybody. Is my voice audible?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very much.
Okay. So last one, like every week, my update is first thing will be my journaling. Journaling. I write down whatever on a everyday basis, whatever is happening, I write it down. That is
Regularly.
regularly. I start to have a book on which I keep writing it. And all whatever decisions also I take, I keep writing it, and with mindfulness order I keep moving, and followed by prayer and meditation. Meditation, yes, nadula skip panna 2 times I missed it. I keep alarm for 20 minutes in the morning as well as in the evening before going to bed. And prayer, yes, to the universe I pray. And second thing is the emotions part. On the earlier, I used to have a very heavy emotional baggage I used to carry. So after joining Manjit, that is extremely reduced, and I now I'm able to handle my emotions very effectively. And third thing is whatever challenges in my life. Earlier, I used to have a very difficult kind of thought process of a challenge. So now I know, like, what is going to be the future, how I'm going to fix everything, and what will be the challenges also I'm able to forecast. And third thing, I see, like as you told earlier, look at life like a movie, like a movie. Like when I sit on the theater, like how the screen runs. So that is how I started to practice. அது நீங்க சொல்லி கொடுத்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் that is really working very much. அந்த மூவி உள்ள போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் again I get detached, I come out, I take a break, and then I attack it really. So I'm not taking life very seriously like earlier. And I, thanks to Manjit, as Chandra sir told, after joining with you, a lot of changes in my destiny and karma. I really learned it what it is. I'm taking small baby steps, which is making my life more easier and comfortable. Is what Manjit.
That's good. Yeah, friends, last Sunday. Yeah, Aisha is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aisha, you can give your report.
I have started to be little regular with my meditation and
Louder.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, I have started to be regular with my meditation this week, and it's very calming. And I had a patient as well from Calcutta, and the child was like severely having very high WBC count, and with 3 healings, he got discharged the 3rd day, and I was like extremely happy, which also promoted me to meditate more regularly, you know. So this was a happy week. I got good results.
Look, that's good. Yeah, friends, we were talking about 12 yagnas. We covered yagna number 1. That was Deva
Deva
Yagna.
Yajna.
Okay.
Do you have any doubts on Deva Yagna? Shall we move forward to second yagna?
Yes, Manjit.
Yeah, before I go to the second yagna, I will just say, tell me, Ajit.
Yeah, see, Devyagana, is it only about the senses controlling or burning?
No. We are Deva Yagna is the sense objects.
Yes.
When they come in contact with you, they get perceived. Okay, in the fire of perception, you let those sense objects get burned. Okay, it means whatever your senses are interacting with, you interact with them the way they are. Accept them the way they are. Don't get entangled with them. Okay, we are only letting them get burned into your sense perceptions. Okay, you are perceiving them. Okay, in this yagna, we are not talking about the sense control. Sense control is a later yagna.
Yeah.
Okay, in this yagna, you are looking at things without your mind accepting and rejecting them. without your mind falling in love or trying to hate it. Idea is your all the sense objects, what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you touch, what you smell, accept them the way they are without having any need to get attached to them or to reject them.
Without a
Okay,
like or dislike.
our Devi Yajna is just accept them the way they are. See, I told you last satsang, Buddha said the starting point of the man's trouble is whatever comes in his contact, he either likes it or he dislikes it. Both the ways he's in trouble. Okay, so Devi Yajna is you interact with them without getting into the mode of getting attached or getting a sense of repel. Okay, so you take them at the face value. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear. Yeah.
Yes, it means even when you see at something which is very charming and beautiful, just go through the experience and get in touch with that object without anything. Your mind should not say anything. The moment you say, I like it, you want to have it, you want to hold on. And the same thing, when it does not come under your control, you will start feeling miserable. Right? So Devi Yajna is the sense objects getting totally burned into the fire of sense perception. Clear?
Clear.
Sir, if you see a beautiful place,
yes.
Okay, so we are seeing it, no? We are storing it in our mind.
Yeah.
See, in the beautiful list, if you see an ugly place, that also we are storing in the mind.
Okay.
So that's okay, no?
No, what he's saying is, Devi Yajna is, whenever you are in interaction with that, get the whole experience be finished, complete it. So what happens when sometime we go to a forest? I had a habit. Whenever I find a nice stone, I will pick up a stone. When I find a nice leaf, I will pick up a leaf. Now I understand what Devi Yajna says. You be there, enjoy it totally, experience it totally, without having any sense of attaching it to yourself or a sense of rejection. See, look at my sense of visuals. See how many people I get into a mode of attachment or a mode of repulsion because of the beauty. Something appeals to me, I get attached to it. Something is looking ugly, I throw it away. He says, do nothing. When it is beautiful, be in that moment, enjoy that moment, and let it pass. Let it go. Okay. This is what I understand from Devi Yajna. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Manjit.
Okay, now we go to the next one.
Yes, Manjit.
Next one, actually, according to me, should be the last I am discussing, but because it is given in the same sequence, I will go with the same sequence. According to me, it should be last.
Okay.
According to the scriptures, the second yagna is called, you can write it down, Brahma Yagna. Brahma, Brahma, Brahma Yagna. Brahma Yagna.
Yes.
The Brahma Yagna says, See, in every yagna, there will be a sacrifice and there will be a fire in which you will put that sacrifice. Okay. So in Brahma Yagna, it says, offer the self as a sacrifice by the self into the knowledge of the self. This is the statement. I'm repeating again. I'm repeating again.
Yes.
Brahma Yagna, Krishna says, wherein they come to offer the self as a sacrifice by the self in the fire of the self. Okay, now we go back to the sense objects. Whatever sense objects we are looking at, we are looking only at the material part of the sense objects. Right. No, I will be going very slow. I want it to be experienced, at least have a little sense of experiencing it. Only then you'll be able to understand it much better. Okay, in our Devi Yagna, we were looking at the sense objects. So whatever sense objects I'm looking at, can I say that they are the part of the same self?
Same sense.
Whatever objects I'm looking at, I'm not talking about senses now. He's saying offer the self as a sacrifice by the self in the fire of the self. Okay. No, with my five senses, I'm looking at objects, sense objects.
Yes.
When I look at a human being, okay, with my eyes,
yes.
Can I say they're also part of God?
Yeah, we can say.
Or can you feel it that they're all part of the God?
Sometimes.
Yes. No, with whatever little understanding we have. Okay. Look at the nature. Now, from where the nature has come?
From the
God.
Yeah, whether it's a birds or animals or human beings, whatever our eyes fall at, all
creation.
Right?
Yeah.
Chandra?
Yes, yes, Manju.
Creation.
Even if it is a very slight understanding, it's good.
Mm.
But I need to understand this. What is Brahma Yagna? Brahma Yagna is whatever I'm looking at, it is no different from the same energy. Can we understand it is the part of the same energy?
Yes.
The same energy is flowing into that?
Yes.
Clear? So can I say whatever the sense objects are, they are part of the same self?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Understood?
Yes.
See, I don't want to rush. I want you to feel it. Okay. So whatever my sense objects, my senses are interacting, I have to contemplate, I have to think, I have to look around, and I have to say, yes, they're all come out of the same energy. They have come from the same womb. The source is the same. So I look at everything as a self. Okay. So in Devi Yagna, we simply said they are the sense objects. In Brahma Yagna, I start understanding that they are not the sense objects, they are the self itself.
Self, okay.
Ajit?
Yes, they are the self.
They are the self itself. No, I don't want us to just nod and go by the knowledge. I want it to be deeply understood and felt. That they are not just the objects, sense objects, they have come, they are have come from the same womb, or same energy is flowing through them. It means same consciousness is flowing in all of them, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when these sense objects are conceived or perceived by senses, no, what is making my senses work? What is behind my senses?
Self.
Mind.
Behind the mind. Self.
It's a self.
Self. Okay. My senses have no power unless they have a connection of the same self and the consciousness. Ajit?
Yeah.
So,
Whatever
see,
we perceive, unless it is.
yes. Can you perceive anything unless there is a consciousness behind it?
No, we cannot. We can perceive, but we cannot. What do you call? We cannot act.
No, you cannot perceive.
Yeah, we cannot perceive. Correct. We
Yes,
can perceive. We
imagine
cannot perceive.
imagine if that consciousness is missing. What can your senses do? Your senses are dead.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
If your senses are active, in your deep sleep, your senses are not there, no?
Yes.
Yeah, because the consciousness is there. Okay? That's
But
how you
since
remember so many things, even when you come out of a sleep, but your senses are not doing any activity. Okay, so when suppose you are sleeping and when in the morning your consciousness is missing, what will world say? That you are gone.
dead body, gone, body.
You are gone. Okay, so today the consciousness is still with you, so you are able to perceive things. It means behind your sense perceptions is nothing but the self. Right?
Yes.
Understanding?
Yes. Yes.
Now in Brahma Yajna, what is Brahma Yajna saying? That my senses are only the instrument of the self. Okay? Now, without the energy or a spiritual fire of consciousness, your senses cannot work. Your senses are nothing but just an instrument of your perception. Clear?
Clear, Manjit.
Behind your sense perceptions, it is the same self which is working. Okay? No, Brahma Yajna is the self which I'm seeing in the sense objects, understand, gets sacrificed into the self itself by this self. Right?
One
Right?
more, please.
Yeah, that is
Little.
correct.
Okay. Now, the sense objects are the self itself.
Yes, sensing. Yes.
I am also the self itself.
Yes.
Behind my sense perception is self itself.
Yes.
Knowing the fire of the consciousness which is behind my self perception. Chandra?
Sir, self and consciousness is same, no?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. Just the name is different, that's all.
Okay.
Okay. In the consciousness or the self which is behind my sense perceptions.
That's
and
okay.
the sense objects are also the same consciousness.
Okay.
The same self. And me as the body, mind, intellect is also the self. Now, the other self, outer self, the other self is offered as a sacrifice into the self behind the perception by the self. Understood?
கொஞ்சம் புரிஞ்ச மாதிரி இருக்கு.
So
there are three self.
Brahma.
There are three self. One is what we
The outer world.
we perceive from the
outer world.
You are yourself one self, and then there is one more self which perceives all these senses from the outer world, which is the
yeah, Ajit, it is no three selves.
Only two.
It's the same self.
Okay.
Self is not different. Self is not different.
Okay.
For us to understand, okay, no, consciousness in the outer world, consciousness in me, and consciousness which is running behind everything is the same.
Same, okay. Say everything
Okay.
same.
This one self is sacrificed into the self by the self.
That is other outer self.
Yeah, one is whatever your sense objects are looking at is no different from the self.
Okay.
And you are also the self. What is behind you means what is behind my body, mind, and intellect is also the same self.
Self, okay.
It is the same self getting burnt into the self by the self. It's another yajna. It means, no, I wonder why Maharshi always used to go on staring at something and keep quiet. He was, I think, absolutely into the mode of Brahma Yajna. Means everything around you is nothing but the Brahma. Chandra?
Yes.
Everything around you is no different from the self. It means whatever comes across you, whatever you're able to see, whatever you're able to hear, whatever you're able to touch, whatever you're able to taste, whatever you're able to smell is no different from the same self or which is having the same consciousness and same energy. So in Brahma Yajna, what you see is the God, what you drink is a God, what you smell is a God, what you touch is a God, what you taste is a God. Means everything around you is nothing but Brahman. This is Brahma Yajna.
So, Buds, one question.
Okay. Your face is not visible.
How do I make my face visible? It's not being visible today. I don't know, something is wrong with the camera or something. So if I just like say it and you tell me it's right or wrong. Like it's like basically dissolving
Your audio is
myself.
low. Audio is little low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little louder you can talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's basically like dissolving one's like own self into everything, whether it's perception or it's like touch or taste or whatever, irritation or happiness or whatever. It's like dissolving oneself into the consciousness, the common consciousness. But there's a question here is like, in the 3D world, in the actual reality, because like, you know, we are interacting with every type of a person here. How do I manage this with somebody whose perception is very different than mine, and how do I tackle that if I have to get a work done or I need to function?
Isha, we are only talking about this self. I cannot take any guarantee of how somebody else perceives everything around. But me, on the path of spiritual evolution,
function with this. how do I function with a person who's not at the same page, or everybody won't be at the same page, but how do I function with a person who's going in a very opposite direction? How do I apply this? I'm saying, like, in my regular, I understand the concept completely. It's a very peace giving concept, and it's a very spiritually evolving concept, but with the basic, how do I how
Yeah,
apply it?
see, who creates the differences? Who creates the likings and dislikings? Not the perceptions, not the senses. It's a mind. So it's basically a play of the mind. So we will be coming to the yagna where it comes to the mind. Okay, so we are going step by step. First saying that look at the whole world, look at the whole object without accepting and rejecting. The moment I have not gone into the trap of liking and disliking, where is the problem? There's no problem. But yes, we will come step by step and finish all the yagnas where we will understand how we can see these 12 yagnas are basically for the purification process. Okay, now suppose I look at things and let them be the way they are. My challenges, my differences, my problems, my conflicts, my likings, my dislikings have nothing to do with the sense objects. No sense objects can have any power to make you or break you. Okay, it's the play of the mind. So we'll come to the mind. Mind is a real challenge which we have to sort it out. But we are going step by step. First is talking about Deva, he's only talking about the sense objects. And second is Brahma Yagna, where he says everything around you is the Brahman. Everything around you is a Brahman. No, it's basically a self-realization. We are on the process of self-realization. So my self-realization has to be only my realization. It cannot be general realization. Isha, is it clear? When we come to the challenges of the world, when we talk about the Mano Yagna, will become clear. So in the Dev Yagna, it's clear.
Dev Yagna is clear.
In Brahma Yagna, it's clear.
Yes, Manjit, Brahma Yagna, can you explain with an example, a real life example or something, if possible?
I think I told you one story long time back. I read somewhere one very deep saint, a very realized saint, was sitting on the roadside, and this all these bhikshus and saints, they only beg the food. Okay, so maybe one day he couldn't get anything in begging, but he had to satisfy his stomach. So he found some food lying on the road. Somebody must have left the food and lying on the road. He was eating the food. And along with that, the dog was also eating the food. So one Brahman was walking, no, Iyer. He started shouting at the saint. He said, "What kind of a saint you are? What are you doing? Huh? You are sitting and eating with the dog." This saint says, "Brahman is eating the Brahman with the Brahman. Why is the Brahman getting agitated?"
See, in this food, dog and saint all are same.
Everything. So he says, when Brahman is eating the Brahman along with the Brahman, why is another Brahman getting agitated?
Okay.
This is Brahma Yajna, Ajit.
Understood. Understood.
Okay.
This is clear.
So whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you taste, whatever you touch, everything around you is no different from Brahman. Accept it as Brahman. Our conflicts are only created by our mind. Our conflicts are not created by the object. Now you take an example. You keep one object and ask 100 people to write about their experience with the object. Can you tell me that all experience will be same?
They'll all be different.
They all will be different.
Yes.
But they are all talking about the same object. Actually, when they're expressing about the object, they're not talking about the object. They're talking about the state of their own mind.
Mind.
Because it is the mind which is telling a story. So rest assured that any object which you see, any sensual object you see, or hear, or feel, or touch, or smell, or taste, has nothing to do with how you react. It has no power. Clear? You will start understanding them as we go a little more deeper into these yagnas. According to me, this yagna I should be talking last. But then scripture says this is the sequence, so I don't want to question the sequence for the time being. Unless I understand thoroughly, I'm going in the same sequence. Clear?
Yes, clear.
Clear.
The Brahma Yajna is clear?
Yes.
Clear.
Okay. The third yajna, write it down. You have to keep telling me the time.
So
10, 10.
10, 10.
20 minutes
Okay.
more.
Huh?
20 minutes more.
Okay. The third yajna is called Indriya Yajna. Indriya. Indriya. Indriya Yajna. Clear?
Clear. Indriya Yajna.
Indriya means your senses.
Indriya is again senses.
And Indriya is the senses. Indriya is your 5 senses.
Okay.
This is where the fire of sense control will come. In the fire of self-control, in the first deva, we are not talking about control. In Deva Yagna, we are not talking about control.
It's just
we are only talking about accepting it the way they are. Okay? In Indriya Yagna, we are talking about self-control. It means all my sense organs should be offered as a sacrifice into the fire of self-control. Suppose you like something, Ajit. Suppose your taste of food, your tongue. If you like something, more you feed yourself, more you will fall into the trap.
Yes.
Okay? So more you enjoy the gossip, more you hear, more you will be in the trap. More you like to see something which tickles you inside. We have all gone through that. Looking at the pretty magazines, the pretty ladies.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Imagine if you're still doing the same. More you will allow your senses to be boiled, more they will become out of your control. They go beyond your management. Okay? And who has to manage them? The mind. Okay? In Indriya Yajna, we will talk about the fire of the self-control. My senses should be under my control. More you will feed the sense objects to these senses. It's like home, no? More ghee you put, more fire will be there, no?
Yes.
Yes. More 9 taras you will take, more 9 taras you want. There is no end to your greed and satisfaction. Can you see that if I take 109 taras, I will be satisfied? No. No. Your hunger can never be. Tell me, Isha.
So we should learn to be satisfied with one Nayantara, right? It's not like totally we should not have
No, we are
Nayantara in our life at all.
each we are not going to talk as we. I'm going to talk as I.
Okay.
Let's not make it general.
So means obviously I have to experience being human.
Yes, you have to understand that if one 9 tara cannot satisfy you, there is no guarantee 100 will satisfy you.
So I should allow one at least, right?
No, you can do whatever you want. If you have a power to say no after enjoying one 9 tara, do it. But then our rishis, munis were quite smart. They knew that you got to be careful, because the taste of the tongue is very difficult to manage. Ajit, you experienced this last time, no? you told now. I wanted to say something. I said I will keep myself quiet. I have to make my friend learn on his own.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
We
Yes.
should put a conscious effort to we should put a conscious effort and enjoy Nayantara while taking a limit. How much Nayantara we are supposed to enjoy. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. See, I must understand. See, unless you feel helpless, no transformation can actually happen. Unless you get fed up of eating 9 taras and it creates a headache in your mind, you start bursting your head. Unless you have a sense of puking, you won't stop eating. Now I understand what my master used to say. If the people who have not gone through the suffering, they are poor on a spiritual path. They are not ready yet. God is not going to make you walk on the tough path if you're not ready. And if you're going to enjoy a 9 taras, God will go on providing you 9 taras unless you're fed up. Unless I am fed up, I will not learn how to do the self-control. Indriya Yajna and the fire of self-control, these senses should be burned. Right?
Yes.
Ajit?
Yes, ma'am.
How? I can't think.
You have to self-realization.
No, you have to say no. You have to say no, and only you have to say no.
Yeah.
Anybody saying, hey, Ajit, you will not be able to understand anything. That's why Manjeet kept quiet.
Yeah.
Manjeet was watching. Okay. So it's Ajit who has to wake up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Earlier,
So
I used to say to myself, saying, as long as I don't hurt anyone, I don't feel guilty or I don't regret, then it's okay to, do that way. But yes, like now, this is a totally new awakening, as in,
no, I'm not.
I,
I'm not saying.
it's about
Do you think I enjoyed less than you?
no,
I
definitely
I
you did,
was, I was celebrating the coming together of four friends.
you did,
I
yes,
was having great time
yes,
with three of you, four of you.
yes,
I was in my own trance. Okay, because I knew that I have a hold.
exactly. That's what the difference is. Like that's what I was about to say. You
Yeah,
have self control, and
yeah.
I didn't have it. That's it.
Oh yes, yes. Everything is absolutely fine.
Mm.
Everything in this world is for you to celebrate life, but it should be under your foot.
Right.
Now I understand why my master used to say when somebody says, "Hey, how are you?" Just say, "I'm on top of the world." Everything in this world should be under your foot. Okay, so celebrate it, enjoy it, but don't let it get sit on your head. That is Indriyagnas.
அஜித் நீங்க ஏதோ ஒரு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் சொல்ல வந்தீங்களே.
Huh?
No, this is what I was actually saying. What
Yeah,
there was a
Ajit,
difference between Anjeet and me. I could see that day was like he said he was on top of it, and I was that was on top of me. So that was
see Chandra.
எஸ் எஸ் மேம்.
Chandra, you were also looking at Ajit every now and then when he was pouring a new drink.
எஸ் எஸ்.
What was going in your mind?
I
Something
thought
is
I
going in
think
your mind.
I
Okay,
thought
something else.
surprising is இவ்வளோ கண்ட்ரோல்ல பண்ண முடியுதா, பிகாஸ் ஐம் ஆல்வேஸ் ஒன்லி மை லிமிட் இஸ் டு ஐ வில் நெவர் கிராஸ் மை லிமிட் பிகாஸ் ஐ நோ ஐ வில் லூஸ் மை கண்ட்ரோல். ஸோ தட்ஸ் வை ஐ வாண்ட் டு கண்ட்ரோல் மை செல்ஃப்.
Okay, so the last experience which we had together, Ajit is talking from his own side. He's
yes.
only talking about Indriya Yagnas. How can I have a fire of self-control?
But still he has the self-control.
Huh?
That is
But
body.
still he has the self-control.
No, see, Chandra, his body has got used to so many drinks.
Okay.
A time will come, even when he takes 20 drinks, nothing will happen to his body.
Yes.
But after some time, his body gets damaged. Okay, it's like your body gets used to it. It's like you take a small poison. It's not going to affect you now. Then what will happen is, after some time, he will feel, even if he takes every day, nothing will happen.
Mhm.
Imagine if he goes into that kind of a trap. His body gets adjusted to it, and he sits every day with one bottle gulping inside. What can happen to his body physically, and what will happen to Jamuna and the children? Understand?
True. Correct.
Yes. So I normally drink only with the friends. When I go to some parties where I don't know anybody, I don't touch it. Understand? That's why when some people call me for these different groups and all that, I don't go and join them. Okay, so Indriya Yagna is, Ajit, never mind, we're just saying something about it.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
an eye opener. Yeah, I
it
take
is
it.
it is it has nothing to do with how the world is living life. I have to decide how shall I live my life. My master used to say, my tastes are simple, but I want the best. You won't find me accepting a drink less than a single malt. or a beer. Beer because I like beer. Either I take a beer or I take a single malt. I don't touch anything else. If you give me something better than single malt, I will accept it. My tastes are simple, but I want the best because life is to be celebrated. Can I celebrate life if I'm out of senses? No.
No.
For that, I must know how to manage my senses. Now, yesterday we were walking on the beach. No, I saw one young guy, smart-looking fellow, falling left and right. I said, what the hell is doing? His mother must have sent him to buy some groceries.
It's
This
Pondicherry. That's Pondicherry trance.
And the bugger is falling left and right. Smart-looking fellow. No, I don't know whether he's really enjoying everything happening. He's only totally drunk. He doesn't even know what is happening around him. So what is the fun of me making my senses sleep, which are supposed to be awake and enjoy the whole beauty of creation? Right?
Right.
So for me to really enjoy this creation, my indriyas must be under my control, and I must use indriya yajna. Means anything which I, as the pure self, know, which is going to harm me. Now, when we were young, going to school and colleges, reading those, crazy books was a great fun. Beautiful fun, yeah. What the hell is this? Huh?
Mastaram.
Oh, you remember Mastaram, huh?
Yeah.
Because you are in the army, so you are in the army, you are in North, so you know what is Mastaram. I was supposed to say Mastaram.
Yeah. Mastaram means?
Something.
Sujata book Sujata.
Sex book, Maria.
No, imagine. No, tell me. Now me reading that book. Oh my God. It won't make any sense. But I loved one book, which is my favorite. I don't know whether Isha has read or not, called 11 Minutes. Go and pick up that book. 11 Minutes. Chandra?
11 minutes.
11 Minutes. It's a beautiful book. One side of the paper is like a Mastaram. Other side of the paper is a high spirituality.
Oh.
Understand? Read the book Mastaram. Not Mastaram. 11 Minutes.
Who is the author?
Author, I don't remember. I think Paul Coelho, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
You can search. Is my time over?
Yeah, it's closing. 2 minutes. 5
minutes.
5 minutes, huh?
Yeah. Isha has something to say.
No, I don't know the Mastaram story and all that. So I don't know the Mastaram story and all that, so I was quietly listening.
Which story?
Mastaram
stories are pornographies. Mastaram stories are pornographies in a written form, no pictures. We used to read in the school itself.
I was thinking you told the story and I won't have, when I didn't attend the satsang, so I don't know about the story. So
No, I never told about the story in the satsang. But what I'm saying, Mastaram is nothing but a pornography stories, which as a child, even in the 8th and 9th class, we used to enjoy reading in the class itself. Teacher is teaching physics, we are reading Mastaram. No, at that time, how do I hold Gita in my hand? I only enjoy the Mastaram. No, are you done with Mastaram? That is important. Okay, so that's what is Indriya Yajna. Clear, friends?
Clear.
So today we have covered 2 more yagnas. One is a Brahma Yagna, where everything around you is nothing but Brahman. Everything you touch, everything you see. You have to take them as a Brahman. Now here, no mind is coming into picture. You're only accepting them. You know very clearly that everything around you is nothing but the same conscience, same consciousness, same energy, same source. You are also from the same source. And who's behind me is the same. So the sacrifice of the self by the self into the self, because unless there is a consciousness behind my sense perceptions cannot work. They're dead. The only instrument of the consciousness. My eyes are only the instrument of the God, instrument of consciousness. If I come to understand that it is not me who's seeing, it is the Krishna, it is the Shiva, it is the same energy which is seeing, what will I start seeing? Understand? So my hearing is the hearing of my creator. My hearing, behind my hearing is my God, is my same consciousness. So what will I start hearing? I will quietly get up when there is a negativity going on in the discussion, when there's a gossip going on discussion. I will quietly get up without saying anything to anyone, because I'm also practicing the Devi Yajna. I don't reject and don't accept people. I don't say, "Hey, pora puki na," whatever the hell is going on. You don't start calling people Purki and all that. Without calling anybody Purki, you get up quietly and move away from that. So you constantly living by the Devi Yajna, constantly living by the Brahma Yajna. And to do that, you have to be in the fire of self-control, where all your senses must be under your control. Clear?
Clear.
So with this we are ending our satsang from the banks of Indian Ocean, Puducherry. Okay?
Right.
So take good care, take good care. Whatever we are discussing, it has to be practiced.
It is Bay of Bengal, sir, not Indian Ocean.
Bay of Bengal? Oh,
Yes.
sorry, Bay of Bengal, Bay of Bengal, yeah. Only if I go down to Kanyakumari, it is Indian Ocean. Bay of Bengal,
Yes.
yes. Sorry, Bay of Bengal. Okay, take
Okay.
good care. God bless you.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
love
you.
you. I
Thank
love
you
you.
much.
Take good care.